Welcome in. It is the ATB show at the buzzer. Also, out of order, actually, depending which way you're going, it is Adam, Timmy, and Billy, if you didn't read the tea leaves.
There you go.
Yeah. And this week it is just us. Uncle Dukes, I believe Mother Dukes is on
assignment, maybe?
a midweek girls weekend. Yeah.
Oh.
Something like that was in the
nice.
liner notes.
40th
And I
birthday
said,
week, I think.
Yeah. The people are turning 40, which I have pictures of that. They've probably faded to sepia tone at this point, but we'll dig them up for the after party. The good old days, turning 40.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, welcome into ATB Show, atbshow.com. You can go there and get all of the things. We are brought to you by our dear friends at AAA Work Trucks and Rubber Shoes, who's going to talk about the pitch clock for Shirley on Bentley Lane in Chelmsford. Take it away.
Brought to you by AAA Work Trucks, your one-stop shop for all your work truck needs. If it goes in or on a vehicle, it's a good bet AAA can take care of for you. Give them a call at 866-783-6222 or check them out online at aaaworktrucks.com.
We love that. So we are going to get into the Celtics. The Bruins are frightening me again. It's all good. And then we'll wrap with the Red Sox. But Cheryl did put in the suggestion box, as it were. She's like, I hope you talk about the rule changes. And I'm like, outside of the horrible, like cat gag ballpark that they played in last night, what a terrible Floridian ballpark they played in last night. Just horrific, like to no end, absolutely horrific. But anyway, so let's go Celtics first. I guess we'll start with that.
Oh, all right. Sounds good. It's Celtics All Access Week or All Access Day on ESPN. Have you been following along? Celtics All Access?
Not since breakfast. No.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, they had Malika Andrews and Perk in Boston talking to all the players. So it's been kind of interesting. They did a Doris Burke film study with Jason Tatum, which was pretty good, although not that revelatory at all. But tough game against the Knicks, though. Tough game. I mean, Tatum has been playing at an MVP level, but all of a sudden, out of the All-Star break, he won the All-Star game MVP, and it's almost like he kind of relaxed and stopped playing for a little while. I mean, the first 3 games out of the gate, he has not been great. And against the Knicks, he was just pitiful. So, I mean, I know he had, everybody said, oh, he had that big 3 at the end of the Sixers game. But to me, it's like, yeah, but he had 4 points at the half. And he had, I think total, he had 18 points in that game. So he hasn't been great in the first 3 games back from the break. They're going to need him to be better than great going down the stretch. I think they have 20-something games left, maybe 19 games left. And they're going to need him. I mean, they didn't have Brown against the Knicks, so everybody said, well, okay, they had another injured player. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I don't love the shortened bench. I know everybody does it, but we have such a deep bench. I don't know why we're not bringing in guys to give these guys a spell every once in a while. I mean, I get keeping it minimal, but shortening the bench like that completely is a real problem. Well,
there's a lot of early coronations going on in Boston right now, which gives me heartburn and sleepless nights. We're not going to talk about the other team yet. But I guess my initial concern is when they started talking about the fact that he got that opportunity to win the MVP at the All-Star game. And then people started connecting those dots like, well, when that happens, normally they win the MVP in the finals. Like, there's a lot of that going on right now. And I heard that, and I'm like, you can't unring that bell. Right. Like that's out in the ether now, which drives me nuts. Although I do love, and I feel like this has been prevalent in the last couple of weeks, there's been at least a lot of conversations, people getting interviewed. Marcus Smart, Jalen even said in no uncertain terms, he's very happy to be the role player or accept the position that he has. Like they've all stepped back and let him be the guy. But to your point, are they reading their own press clippings and getting ahead of themselves right now? Are we out over our skis?
Well, so Tatum said, he's been on the road since the All-Star break, but that's all on him because they had, after the All-Star game, they didn't play till Saturday.
Right.
So, they had one game. I think Thursday.
They had a game on Thursday.
Still,
Thursday.
He could have came home and, rested at home, but he decided to stay out on the road for 2 weeks. And so that's on him. They're back home tonight. He's at home cooking. He sees Deuce, so I'm expecting MVP caliber Jason Tatum tonight. If not, they're going to do the reverse of what they did last year. Be awesome the first half and then be like awful the second half.
No, God, no, that's not happening. Come on, Rubber Shoes. I know you're not generally by nature optimistic, but come on. I mean, they've been the best team in the NBA.
Look at what I'm wearing.
Yeah, was it 6 weeks ago? He's like, they're already ruining my summer.
Yeah,
and I feel like he changed the camera angle. He's probably standing because I feel like he already got a Red Sox tattoo on his ass. But we'll get to that later. Very excited about the hot start down at JetBlue. Yeah.
Oh, I will say about Tatum, he is definitely a much more mature player, I think, even than he was last year. So I think this idea of, well, he stayed on the road and it's on him. I hear you on that, but to me, it's like, okay, well, maybe he did. Maybe he made a mistake. Maybe he looks back on it and thinks it was a mistake. But I think he is laser focused. I mean, I don't see the Celtics falling off a cliff here anytime soon. I think they are so deep, and usually guys have been stepping up on all these injuries. You have D. White stepping up and Brogdon stepping up, and even Pritchard on some games where there's not enough people on the bench, and he's got to come off. He's like their fifth option at guard. He has been stepping up. So I really think they're so deep that even if Tatum went on like a 10-game skid, I still think that they would be just fine. That being said, it does worry me a little bit that he has fallen off a little bit over the last 3 games. I'm hoping it's just home cooking and his home bed that, turns it around. I mean, he could put up 55 points in the All-Star game, but I think Timmy could have put up 55 points in the All-Star game the way they played defense. So,
you remember the movie Along Came Polly?
Oh yeah.
Is it Andrew Seymour Hoffman? God rest his soul.
No, it's Seymour Hoffman. Yes.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman. The scene in Along Came Polly when he's chucking up the threes, make it rain. One of his, a remarkably talented actor, and might have been his best work. Been his best work.
I think Ben Stiller would agree.
We'll have to post that clip in the liner notes. I mean, that's just a phenomenal scene in that movie.
Michael Scott in the basketball game. I usually hit these.
Yeah, I usually hit these. Now, well, the Make It Rain with Philip Seymour Hoffman and Along Came Polly is Chef's Kiss. Chef's Kiss cinema. But anyway.
Yeah, that is a good movie, and actually, it's streaming now. Not surprising because everything's streaming. But that's a good movie. I'll have to go back and watch that again.
I absolutely have to tell you this one. So we have, as you can imagine, everything at our house, all the streamings, right?
Oh, sure,
and my in-laws and my dearest Bubbets, Aiden, they have a uncanny knack of finding the one thing that's not on any streaming service. So my mother-in-law will come upstairs and she'll be like, so there's a movie that was made during the Bronze Age, and like she starts it's some ridiculousness, and it's it's on like some Western European, got to get hacked. The landing page is putin.org/don't do it, and it's $17.99 or something like that, whatever. They do that all the time. And I'm just like, if you wait 14 more seconds, it'll be on HBO Max, right?
That's right.
They can't do that because we already own that. I'm already paying for it. It's not free. It's free to them. It's not free though, right? And then Janina, apparently, because all the kids are on school vacation, Grace is over. And Janina's leaving for work, and she says to Grace and Bubba, she's like, you guys should watch, because he's going to be going to school north of Chicago. You should definitely watch Ferris Bueller. Great movie.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Not available anywhere right now for free, though.
Really?
So he's texting me.
Are you sure it's not on Netflix? Oh, because I've definitely recently watched it.
It's Amazon $3.99 on Amazon.
Oh,
okay. Maybe I had to buy it.
Which is just horrifying. But anyway, I just figured I'd throw that out there. It is.
Ferris Bueller is a great movie. He definitely should watch it before he goes.
He enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah.
Oh, he watched it. Okay, good.
Of course,
definitely make that.
You paid the $3.99.
Did he?
Oh, you did? You didn't have to pay it?
We have Amazon Prime. I'm saying we to be polite. We have Amazon Prime
It's
Video.
your credit card, that's all.
And, somebody's card's attached to it. I'll have to check. I feel like it might not be his, but anyway. Yeah.
Speaking of streaming, have you guys caught the Pass the Rock series on the NBA app? It featured Tatum and it featured Brown. Really, really good. The Tatum one is about his relationship with Deuce. So Timmy, I think you would definitely love it.
Oh, okay.
And the Jaylen Brown one is about, well, it's kind of about him being underappreciated in college and then, coming out and the things that a lot of the stuff that he does off the court in Boston more than his game. So it's actually really interesting and it's free. The NBA app is free. You don't have to be a League Pass subscriber to watch that series.
Janina and Cameron and Aiden went and met him. He did his Juice clothing line. He did a pop-up shop way back 2 or 3 years ago. Oh,
nice.
And the boys got a chance to meet him, and they definitely bought gear. I don't know if I'm sure they got something signed.
You must have paid for that too, right?
No, Mama makes good money. I know nothing of these. They just disappear. I was probably on the golf course mid fervent prayer.
Oh, okay. All right, got it.
Excuse me. So, what I do know is that he is her favorite player.
Yeah, he's a great player. He's a great player and great human being too. Actually,
let me drill down on that. She wants to see him with the shirt off. That's that.
Oh, okay. She doesn't really care about the other stuff. Got it.
She loves that he's actually good on the basketball court, but I feel like she'd tolerate him anywhere. Yes, yeah. She's a big Juice fan. Big Juice fan. Yeah.
By the way, do you have? You must have like a BBC streaming or something, or no?
Oh, you talking about for the old folks that live in the house?
Well, I don't know, Janina. Being Australian and stuff. I know BBC is not Australia.
I love what's happening right now. This is
oh no, am I gonna get in trouble?
No,
be so mad.
She actually way off course. Welcome to the show.
Yeah,
she actually, you know how you have senior captions in your yearbook?
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing here, but when we first met, she finds out, and Billy Corey will appreciate this because our neighborhood used to watch these movies ad nauseum. We would watch The Life of Brian. We would watch Quest for the Holy Grail. Bring out your dead. And she literally, as a British Commonwealth, right? Because when the Queen's dead body goes by, they still curtsy, right? So
sure.
Yeah, as a British Commonwealth, she actually had one of her lines in her senior caption was, "I hate British comedy."
Wow.
Which is fascinating, right? So no, she doesn't really celebrate their entertainment the way you might think so. I mean, don't forget,
she didn't like the young ones.
No, the one thing she will die on the hill is anytime we find an Australian actor in any movie. No,
yeah, she's all about it.
No, she will tie it back to, I bet you they were on Neighbours. Neighbours is like their general hospital over there. Everyone started on Neighbours. Yeah.
Was that like their Saturday Night Live or something?
No, it's more. I mean, I'm going to be wrong, so I should just stop talking now because I have to go home to a full edit of the show, and she'll be like, "That was wrong." She like Snopes. Yeah, it's like I'm in a debate with Biden. I get back to the house and she fact checks everything I said. So yeah.
Okay.
What?
Right.
No, I got fact checked.
All right.
Biden's wildly accurate. I'm off course.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I said if I were in a debate with Biden, easy,
fair enough.
Nancy, easy. All right. Anyway, so in the grand scheme of things, she is not a huge fan of British comedy, and Neighbours is like, I'm going to go 90210-ish, but I'm going to be wrong. But that would be if I had to match it to something. That's what that is.
Interesting. All right,
where were we?
Yeah. So you don't have the NBA app, you don't have the BBC app, so you don't have all the streamings. But all right, but most
BBC app.
BBC,
we do. We actually do have. There's an Australian app because when the wildfires.
That's
were hitting,
what I. Thank you. All right.
No, when the wildfires were hitting, there is a yes, 1,000%. There's a BB. I actually, you know what? I know I can bring this up. I'm going to do this because I can.
Please.
I will show you real quick. Keep talk amongst yourselves. I'm just gonna because all of my TVs here are connected to my account. I can show you all the stupid stuff that we have.
All the streamings. Okay. All right. Good. So rubbish shoes. While he's doing that, Celtics' chances of finishing first in the Eastern Conference. You think?
I still think they're good, and it'd be a shame that they lose the the number 1 seed. Not that I think it matters that they need it to make it to the finals, but to have a little slip up, and then Milwaukee's playing unbelievable right now. What are they, like 13, 14 in a row? Or 15 now. Like
yeah.
And the Knicks there. So what was that? 6 in a row for the Knicks the other night?
Yeah, it was 6 in a row, but that was such a winnable game against the Knicks. It was so annoying.
Yeah, it was.
They missed so many shots. I think they only made like 7 threes out of 40 something.
Oh,
hang on.
Oh, there he is.
I'm going to show you. So can you see on the TV?
Yes.
Hang on. I don't know if
I
can necessarily see what that
wide open shots they missed.
See the square up in the top?
Yeah.
That's the Australia channel.
Oh, okay.
And we have that.
Is it Australian news or is it like entertainment too, or just
news? It's fair dinkum TV, as they would say. If you don't know what that means, I know you don't. I just hold on.
Channel 5 in Australia.
This is the worst television on television, and we're back. Okay.
Anyway, Janina's going to be so excited how much play Australia got.
She's actually not. She's actually not. And we get that whole conundrum because there was an emergency back overseas just this afternoon, and when this happens, and I've arm wrestled with this, and I've now settled on the fact that I'll keep it here. Most of our phones, you guys probably all have on your account that you guys can call Canada and Mexico, right?
Sure.
So for us with T-Mobile, you can go to a different tier, as most carriers will, and for like $15 a month, you can assign it to all the lines or a line that there's international calling. That doesn't cost $3 a minute.
Right.
So something popped up today. They needed to call home, and there was something. I had turned it on for them a while back, and my mother-in-law was like, "You can shut it off. We don't need it anymore." I'm like, "I'm just gonna leave it on. It's easier." And then she's like, "No, shut it off." I'm like, "I know I shouldn't be doing this." I shut it off, and then sure enough, Janina calls me today, and there's something going on down under. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of meetings that pay for everything, but I'll be happy to add that to your mother's phone as soon as I can. So we just turned it back on. So it's a whole ecosystem at the Lindsay compound. It's very exciting.
I imagine it is. Yeah. I honestly, I think we need a film. We need a reality show out of the Lindsay household. I think it would be very interesting.
I would love to install, because I think it would add to the genre. I think it would just deepen the experience if we put up the wildlife cameras. I don't want like color 4K, like what's the CBS show where they all live in the same house and fight?
Oh, Big Brother, yeah.
I don't want Big Brother cameras. That's too good. I want the wildlife cameras that when Cameron passes with his diabetes in the middle of the night to get a snack that we don't know about to skyrocket his numbers at 2 a.m. Then when he looks into the camera, his eyes light up like a criminal in front of your garage trying to steal your Peugeot, right? Yeah.
You want the night vision cameras?
I just referenced Peugeot as a car. I just did it myself.
Good.
Anyway,
you're
welcome.
You're old.
Yeah. All right. Where are we? What are we doing?
I have no idea.
Rubber Shoes is just like, can we get to the pitch clock?
What is going on? Why haven't we talked about the pitch clock yet? Yeah. I wore my Red Sox shirt and everything. What the hell?
My mother's going to be very excited.
Remember, we got to be off at 5:50.
Oh, we have 30 minutes. We have
30 minutes.
15 minutes for the Bruins, and then we have 15 minutes for the Red Sox.
Do we need to talk 15 minutes for the Red Sox? It's only March.
No, 4,000% we do. There's a lot to discuss.
Okay. All right.
There's a lot to discuss.
Right. So I guess we need to move to the Bruins then, and you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Oh.
So prediction tonight, Celtics Cavaliers.
Oh, Celtics Cavaliers. I go Celtics. I don't think Tatum has another stinker.
There's 4 members of the AAA Work Trucks family at the game tonight.
Oh, so I love all of this. Are they going to steal food on the way out, or is that just you?
No.
Oh, I didn't hear about this, but I'm sure it's on another
food.
Yeah. The AAA Work Trucks, the ownership there, wildly generous. Let all of the employees / read in brackets, heathens that work there into a skybox, and the lead heathen, Rubber Shoes, was stuffing steak tips into his pockets on the way out the door. I have this from a reliable source. I'm making all of this up. I'm making all of this up. No, Rubber Shoes shared all the video. AAA Work Trucks first class outfit, and they took the entire company to a skybox for a Celtics game, and we got the inside look at Rubber Shoes, who apparently, this is a horrifying statistic. If AAA Work Trucks has any lead they should bury, it's that the senior member under ownership, the longest tenured employee.
No, I'm the third longest.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Equally horrifying is William Francis Corey. Yeah, he's like the Wozniak of Apple, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, employee 003.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So do they consult you on decisions?
He's in the skybox, rifling down steak tips, signing babies. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
No, we're thinking about adding these products. What do you think, Rubber Shoes?
Somebody give me the mustard.
Do they call you Rubber Shoes, or do they call you William
no.
or Billy?
That hasn't leaked into the ecosystem. That's disappointing. I figured that would have made the jump.
I know that should be that should be a requirement for their sponsorship.
They didn't know about Rubber Shoes until we started the podcast back up a couple years ago. So it's fairly new to them.
All right.
I would like.
I do get a lot of Rubber Shoes now at the fire station.
That's good.
That's good. Well, everyone on your team at the fire station has Rubber Shoes. I mean, you guys have big steel toe LL Bean boots, basically.
Well,
I mean, they're nicer than I don't want to insult Leon.
A lot of guys have leather boots.
Oh, pardon me.
Come on, Timmy, Rubber Shoes. I mean,
I don't
honestly,
know
we're
what's
fighting
happening.
fires in Lowell with Rubber Shoes. Come on.
No, but we do have rubber boots. Usually, so I'll wear my rubber boots. I'll wear my rubber ones in the wintertime because they're more waterproof.
It's so good.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you are the gift that keeps on giving. Just honest to God, I love it. Rubber boots.
Next time you're doing you're doing the show from the firehouse, you need to give us a little fashion show, Rubber Shoes.
That's amazing.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Get the rubber boots out. Okay.
I love. Well, when do you guys do this? You know what? You share so much of your life on social media. I would love, and I know, and in all seriousness, I know fire stations and cities do this all the time, is the boot drive. When you guys sit at like intersections or at red lights and it's fill the boot. The next time you're doing that.
Oh, 100%.
I just did it 2 weeks ago.
There's no content from that?
It was.
How do you let that die?
So you guys know I play on the fire department hockey team.
Yes.
We play for charities all the time. So we were at the UMass Lowell hockey game. Our
nice.
LFD hockey team raising money for. We're actually going to play the Bruins alumni next year.
Oh, cool.
Who's on that team?
The Bruins alumni.
Bork and Chara play for them.
No way.
My God. Can you imagine Rubber Shoes takes out Bork? Yeah. Or you get into a Donnybrook with the Bruce Shoebottom. Can you imagine?
Bob Sweeney and I think Lyndon Byers still.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's amazeballs. Good for you.
Rubber Shoes.
We'll let you go.
We should try and do a live podcast from there.
Well, I think a lot of when they do these, it'll most likely be at the Songus Arena, and I'm pretty sure it's free for people to come in and watch. So I'll keep you guys posted.
Absolutely.
I will get the ERZ van and the duck foot.
Yes.
I believe one Miss Cheryl is saying chat. Let's see. Chatty Timothy pitch clock.
Oh my God! I love the executive producer. I love the executive producer in Chelmsdale is telling us to move on to the next.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap up the B block and get onto the C block. Well, we're not done talking about the Bruins. First of all, let's actually discuss what's going on. So, there's so many things taking place that are telling you. I liken this to when you're watching any other season. I think it was in the World Series, which obviously we were almost there at this point. The World Series against the St. Louis Cardinals, and we had a player who overran a base, and for all intents and purposes, they should have been tagged out. And I remember turning to Janina.
It was Jeff Suppan. He was the pitcher running.
Yes, thank you. And I turned to Janina in that moment, and I said, when things like that go our way, there's a greater force at work. when you have Linus Ullmark get the first goalie goal in a original six franchises history, there's just so many things that are clicking. I'm still nervous. And there are so many things that are clicking. They're so fun to watch. Even last night, letting Calgary scream back into it and then taking it in overtime. And this is with the addition of two more people, but it's almost given them another level of energy to get these guys integrated. Like they all got their juice going again. Because it's like bringing two new employees into a company and everybody wants to grab them by the hand and show them the right way and show them the ropes and get them, marinated in the Bruins juice, right? So it's horrifying to watch this because now I'm waiting for the bubble to pop again. There, I said it again. I'm not afraid to say it because they're next level right now. They're 7 weeks left in the series, and they're minutes away from the points to get that record, the win record, the points record, like all the things. They have so much time.
Set another record, franchise record last night with 54 saves in a game.
54 saves.
They had 57 shots on goal last night on him, and he stopped 54 of them. Yep.
And that game, awesome. I think the game with Edmonton sort of didn't get the attention it deserves because Connor McDavid is such a superstar, and they took him out of it. It was like Belichickian, where Belichick usually tries to eliminate your biggest threat, and he was sort of just another guy on the ice. Like, not that he didn't have a good game.
Didn't he have 2 goals?
Did he have 2?
I thought
Connor had 2. I thought Connor had 2 points. I didn't know he had 2 goals.
And maybe that's what. Maybe it was 2 points.
You're probably right. I'm probably wrong.
So
but I just
Ullmark is being talked about for the what's it? The Calder Cup, the MVP, the Hart Trophy.
The Vezina.
The Vezina's the goalie one.
Yeah,
but he's out. He's in talk right now for winning the MVP of the league.
Oh God. Okay. Yep.
So the last goalie to do it was Carey Price, and I think it was 2015, and he led all major categories. Like he was first in wins, first in goals against, first in save percentage, and that's what Ullmark is right now. Yep. And the goalie for the Rangers came in third in the voting last year because his team didn't have the best. It was like 5th or 6th record wise. So when Carey Price won it, the Canadians had the second best record in hockey. Bruins have the best record in hockey. So there's a good chance, although because of him and Swayman, he's not playing as many games, so people are saying, oh, well, he's not playing as many games as the other number 1 goalies in the league. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so that means he's leading in wins, but has played less games. So I think that's even better. So right now, the way they've been talking the last couple days is it's between McDavid and Ullmark for the MVP trophy.
You were right on. I was way off. He did have the 2 goals. He had the Oilers 2 goals. I thought he had 2 points, but and not that either of those stats is forgettable, but apparently it was for me. But I also have a lot of gray hair, so
it would have been nice to see McDavid because Ullmark didn't play that night. They saved him for last night. It would have been nice to see the two possible MVPs going head to head.
Yep,
and see if he didn't get those 2 goals because Ullmark was in.
Yeah. Yep.
But so it's and although the Eastern Conference is gunning for the Bruins, Maple Leafs had made major additions so far. The Rangers have made major
Patrick
additions.
Kane, right? Yep.
They got Patrick Kane and they got Panarin. No, they had Panarin. They got guy from Columbus, another Russian guy.
Putin.
But
he's got some free time.
That's 2 mentions so far on the show. Yep. 2 mentions of Putin so far.
Trying to keep the hackers at bay, Adam.
Is gunning for the Bruins, and there's talk they might have room to have one more pickup before the deadline on Friday, but it'll be a minor one if they do anything. But I think Orlov and Hathaway. Too bad Scotty's not here. Hathaway's a Mainer.
Yes. Yep.
And I mean, he's like dream for him to play for the Bruins. And I mean, Orlov 2 goals last night. I was so happy I'm a Bruins fan now.
I was gonna say it's like he shows up, we clear a seat on the bus, and suddenly he's like, dun, 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 dun. Yep.
But I was on the bandwagon before this season, for the record.
I will give you that as much as it pains
That's
me.
true.
And I will
last
also
year you were on it.
I will also remind our viewership and listenership that you were an avid Lakers fan when it counted.
Way back. Oh
yeah.
What happened?
When it was forgivable. When it was forgivable.
So I had
oh god,
reverse racism. I couldn't root for a mostly white.
We want to thank everybody for joining the show. We had a good run. What is happening?
We're getting
right now?
canceled.
I couldn't root for a mostly white basketball team. That's what I couldn't do it.
Okay.
So who,
It's like you figure they had Ainge, Seasting, McHale, Bird. I couldn't do it.
Their head coach was black. Cedric Maxwell.
Well, Chris Ford was at one time.
As a member of the Dunder Mifflin office white Irish Catholic community,
Yes.
yeah, I guess I completely understand where you're coming from, and I do also love, to your point, and I forget what show this was. There was a whole series, and I don't know if it was HBO or ESPN 30 for 30. I don't know. And a lot of shows have done this. There was one in particular that really drilled down on the obvious visual disparity between Bird and Magic, and then how they also sort of brought everybody together. Like, it was very clear throughout the country. Yep. To your point, Rubber Shoes, it was very clear throughout the country that for the most part, the black and brown community was rooting for the Lakers, and all the Donnies and Jimmies and Fitzies up in Boston were like, guy, Bird, and those lines were drawn pretty clear, but they also unified it because they did have such a great off court, and they still do have a great off court relationship. Right. I just remember being fascinated because, like, when I first met Rubber Shoes, and he's like marching around in Lakers gear, and everything matched then the way it matches now, and I'll always give him credit for that. I'm not going to ask you to de-pant. That's the last thing we need for our show. But I guarantee he's got probably Red Sox underoos on right now. I'm just going to go on a limb.
It doesn't go that far. I'll just.
No, he's commando. You're commando then? Or?
Yeah, I would like Steph. I would like Steph to slide into frame and be like,
I would have to go out and spend probably another couple $100 to be able to get all that going, and it's.
And you're not willing to do it? What you've got everything else under the sun.
So I have a guy at the gym now commenting. He's like, "Oh, today was Green Day, huh?"
Oh.
And I'm like, he's like, "Oh, is it underneath too?" I'm like, "No." Is your closet all lined up? All the colors the same? I'm like, "No."
Is it underneath? Is he working up behind you while you squat? What's happening? What sort of gymnasium are you at?
Let me spot you. It's Green Day.
This is amazing. It's Green Day. All right, listen, Billy Joe, back up. Interesting.
Yes,
People are taking notice at the gym.
That's amazing.
I have a problem.
God bless you.
There he comes. It's Red Day today. Here he comes.
Yep. Yeah. What is the rest of the ensemble right now? While we're here, we can pan down.
I just have jeans.
Oh God, it's like he's worked from home. He's got no pants on. Are you sure?
I have
boxers, jeans on.
Boxers.
All right. What shoes though?
I just have flip flops on. Croc flip flops.
Croc flops. I love it. Show me the love. Do they match? They don't even match.
No,
yes.
I forgot to put my blue ones on before. I have black ones and blue ones. So when I came home, I was wearing black. So I put these on, and then
changed for the show. That should tell everyone.
Does that surprise you?
No, not at all.
Not even
because
in the slightest bit. Not even in the slightest bit.
Yeah, no, like 4,000%. No, I say that, and I know there was astonishment in my tone. Zero astonishment in that, because I've known you far too long. Yeah, you show up with what you want to talk about.
Yeah, right. So initially, I had just a Bruins hat on and a sweatshirt. And then I'm like, you know what? I really want to talk about the Red Sox. So I switched. So
how much time does this take out of your day?
I had 2 wardrobe changes before we got on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just throw this out there, and it'll probably come true because Nostradamus. If Bethel Johnson gets arrested the next 7 days with a DUI, he probably has a shirt. That'll be on next week, and then we'll just we'll cover 100%. That. Yeah, it'll be like we'll just wedge it in. It'll be like a mini C block in between B and D, right? Yeah.
Right.
Anyway. All
we
right,
should just have a C block constantly about Rubber Shoes outfits.
Yes.
I mean, we kind of do already anyways, but
we'll call it the R block.
It mixes in.
Yeah.
Odd block.
The R block. All right, so we got to get to Red Sox.
I thought you said the odd block.
No, R block. R block for Rubber Shoes. R for rubber. Nope, that's not it. There you go.
There it is.
I have to tell you because I use Ecamm for a lot of different things, and there was a struggle bus with, you guys both know, our dear friend Nathan was on this morning at the company's morning show, and he could not put himself in frame. He's like, and I'm like, no, lean the other way. And it's so funny because he's got a whole team downstairs, and his director of operations and the executive assistant are both not in the building yet because it's first thing in the morning. And I'm like, no, Nate, lean the other way, and he just keeps going like this. Like, yeah, it was amazing. Struggle bus with the technology.
Oh man. You would think we're 3 years into this whole Zoom Ecamm business. You would think people would have it down.
He's in meetings though. He's not like necessarily framed up on this kind of stuff. But anyway, it was phenomenal. So let's get into it. Cheryl wants to hear about the pitch clock and the rule changes. I thought it was almost a blessing that the Red Sox first game ended the way it did because it brought to the forefront. And I don't think, and Rubber Shoes can correct me because I'm sure he's already been on the phone with Manson. Is it Manson? Is that his name? That's the commissioner, right?
Manson?
Isn't
it's something like that.
Isn't it
Rob something, right?
Rob, I thought it was Rob Manfred.
Manfred.
Yeah. So the way the game ended, can you imagine that being a game 7 of a series? So I think the fact,
right.
I think there might be some tweaking that goes on before they decide that this is going to be cut and dried and this is how a game could possibly end. And I also think through the process of the season, guys are just going to get used to it. And
That's
100%.
what I didn't know because I don't work for the MLB, and I just don't pay that much. I don't pay that much attention when we do go to a BC game or whatever. But like I didn't realize in the collegiate ranks there is a clock. They do have to keep it moving. I've never paid that much attention to it. So the kids that are coming up for the most part are ready for this. It's not a massive adjustment. And I'm surprised, I guess, mathematically. I expected it was going to shave off a lot more time. Now, mind you, I'm very excited that we're not going to have any more 4-hour Red Sox-Yankees games. And it's also going to be wildly predictable because, it's a 2:10 game on a Sunday. And when you're flipping over at 2:40 if you're late to the game, it could be the bottom of the second or still the top of the first, right? And I guess it's intriguing to know that you can now say, okay, it's been 30 minutes, we're going to be here-ish. And they could also decide that they're going to eradicate it when it gets to the 9th inning. When we get to the 9th inning, we're going to let it go because we did what we needed to do to get within a normal time frame and maybe not have the pitch clock or the 8-second rule for the guys in the box. I don't know what they'll do, but I don't know if what they're practicing right now is going to stay for the long run or if they're going to let the humans be more involved as it gets into the playoffs because I cannot imagine a game ending the way the first game of the preseason started for the Red Sox. That was unbelievable.
Well, I think the players got to know, okay, this is how it's going, and I like that the umps have been enforcing it right off the bat. There's no gray area. It's you weren't ready to go with 8 seconds left in the pitch clock, strike, and that's it. I love it. There no funny business. There's no he was almost ready. It's you got to be ready, and I hope they continue it during the regular season. I hope it's not just we're gonna really be hard on it in the spring training, and then come the regular season they kind of fall off a little bit because this has been amazing. I'm kind of a baseball purist, but this is great. Like another 20 minutes off a game, and
Yeah.
you're not missing any action. You're not losing anything.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
It's actually you don't have time to look down at your phone to get, I'm gonna look at some Instagram posts for the next 10 minutes before the next pitch.
Yep.
It's like you're actually there. You're like, okay, it's like so quick. Give me the ball. Okay, let's go. We're right back at it. It phenomenal. I love it. I don't know what took them so long to get. Well, I know what took them so long. The Players Association has been fighting it for years and years and years.
Sure. It creates a little bit more time for the league. I wonder how much the league is realizing they can monetize that by squeezing in more ad space, first of all. And then I guess the next tier of that too is it doesn't necessarily, it's not speeding up the game. The game can still be laborious because the pitch can get delivered. The guy watches the pitch, he fouls it off. It creates an efficiency that was missing. And to your point, Rubber Shoes, in an environment where people want results faster, where like the NFL has leaned into gambling and fantasy football, and that's why the NFL has become an offensive heavy sport, because people want more points because it literally affects fantasy and stuff. I'm not saying that's the end game for them, but they've done more to create a product that is more enticing and exciting to watch. And baseball, if nothing else, they're at least getting some efficiency going, and there's a little more consistency to your point, keeping your eye away from the phone. They should have done this before they put all the nets up, right? Because people are sitting in their Putnam seats at Fenway and taking baseballs to the face because they're not really paying attention. Because you don't have to, because it might be 4 hours in between pitches because Nomar is still fixing his ninth glove, right? Yep. So they've completely changed the culture, and I think it's a huge benefit. I'm just shocked. I felt like it was going to take more time off the entire game.
Well, to your point, they're probably squeezing in more advertising. I think that's probably where that time is going, right? Don't you think?
It's the time between innings where they go to commercial. It's the same.
They haven't.
Yeah. Oh,
and they wouldn't, because that would not improve the time of the game.
Right? Because so one of the Red Sox pitchers, he got penalized. I don't know what they call it, but he had to start off an inning with a ball because he wasn't on the mound doing his warm-up pitches in a certain amount of time. Also, I love it. And the bases being bigger, the stolen bases look like they're going to be up this year.
How much bigger do they make the bases?
They're like 9 square inches bigger, so it's like,
all right,
3 inches
that's
each way or something.
Significant size increase, yeah.
That's interesting.
And I've been screaming to get rid of the shift.
The shift. I was going to say, I forgot about the base thing, but the shift to me is huge.
So my question on the pitch clock,
baseball again.
You know, Big Papi's so pissed.
Oh my God!
Because the second half of his career was like, here comes David.
400 probably.
Yep.
My question on the pitch clock is, do you think it is going to, because this was always my thought when they were talking about doing it, do you think speeding the pitchers up is going to make the pitching worse?
No, actually, so it's affected the batter more than it's affected the pitcher. The pitchers are actually been ready to throw the pitch with 8 seconds left. Like they haven't been bringing the clock down as far as they can. They're like ready to go. Like soon as that batter's ready, because they got the pitch calm also. So the catcher's calling the pitches for the next pitch before he even gets the ball back. So by the time they get the ball, they already know what pitch they're ready to go. They're just waiting for the batter.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I think over the winter and obviously we're in the preseason for the next what do we got? I mean, we're not starting until April, right? So there's a full month of this. I think
the Red Sox first game is either the 30th or 31st of March.
So I think it feels obvious just watching a game that the pitchers and the catchers and that side of the game has spent more time preparing for this. I think some of the batters might have been like, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
And I think it's catching up to them now. And I think it won't take, it's almost like when you watch a game and somebody's on their game. If Adam is pitching and the first time through Scotty Dukes and Timmy and Rubber Shoes get struck out, but then you start to figure out what's coming. You figure out what they've decided they're throwing well tonight. And that's why pitchers usually get pulled out because they get figured out. And I think by the time we get to the start of the actual season, the batters are going to get used to it. And then again, the kids coming up from the minors and from college have already been, educated with this, and they're ready for it. And it's going to be weird in a couple of years when we sort of forget that this wasn't a thing before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like it's
like the NBA before a 3-point shoot. 3-point shoot.
Timmy, have you watched any of the games?
I unfortunately watched last night. What a terrible ballpark. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but just it. Say what you will about the ownership in Boston. JetBlue is a gorgeous,
phenomenal
Florida institution. Like that ballpark is gorgeous. They were playing last night with and the two teams share that ballpark. There was one other logo up, and Janina looked it up, and they apparently split time with this other team. And it just
I think the Cardinals was the logo. I noticed that also.
Yeah, what like when you look at that and you're like, and yes, it's their full-time ballpark, but you look at what the Woo Sox just built. You look if you've ever been, I think all three of us have been to Portland for the Sea Dogs, and even what they used to have at Pawtucket, all better experiences. That place in Florida was garbage, hot garbage. I can't do it. I know I've said this to you. I'm such a TV snob. When I put on, like, I can't watch West Coast. The Bruins are killing me. Even at 9 o'clock, I'm like, nope. I get all angry. I throw my can at the television.
This has been a decent West Coast trip because they had two games that were, one was 7, one was 7:30. I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. Usually they're 10, but like when the Red Sox aren't at Fenway, I struggle watching. Unless it's like, I don't love watching them on the road, and I think there's just, I could complain about Tampa, but I have a book coming out for Father's Day. It's
Cheryl's chiming in with the base sizes.
What is her concern?
She's explicit. They were 18 inches square.
Oh, look at that! See, she's student of the game,
locked in.
Student.
Into
well,
it.
she don't forget, Adam.
Me and
tape records all the games.
Right. She's still on last season, right?
If she's like at the library with the microfiche, she rewinds. She's like, oh, that base is bigger. She get the T square out. Yeah. Shirley Lindsay is a student of the game. Absolutely. Last night she's texting me like, just finished Red Sox, heading to the Bruins. Locked and loaded. Locked and loaded.
It was well, that was the thing. So they had the Red Sox were on Nesson Plus because they were worried it was going to overlap into the Bruins, but the Red Sox game was over before the Bruins because of the pitch clock.
Yes.
It was great.
Which made it work. So now you won't be upset when there's 15 teams playing at once on one night.
Right.
And in the interest of parental assignments, Adam has to go. So
I
Rubber
do.
Shoes and Timmy
go,
get to go too. We're breaking out of school. We're going to see you guys next Wednesday. We appreciate you watching. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe to YouTube. Join us on our Facebook page where a lot of you are watching us probably right now. And by all means, if you go to ATB Show for all the accoutrement, we appreciate your viewership. Tell a friend. And thank you to our dear friends at AAA Work Trucks for bringing this lunacy to you every week. And of course, Rubber Shoes with the wrap up and rant every morning on all of the things he is now ticking and talking. God help us all. See you, boys.